Perfect. This is interesting. Let me do this. Oh, okay. I can see everybody's faces now. That's awesome. Well, everybody's faces that are showing. But anyways, so first of all, I wanted to talk about like what to expect with this group. That light is bothering the crap out of me, but like the lighting in my basement sucks. Sorry, guys. So what to expect from this group is we are going to be doing Zoom call trainings. And then we have a live with Kim Reyes on Wednesday. So I'm really excited for that. If you guys don't know who she is, she's a nurse practitioner, mom of 2, and she's been consistently hitting Success Club 40s and 50s. She's hit Success Club for 33 months in a row. So clearly this woman knows a thing or two about inviting. So we really want to hear what she has to say of what's working for her. So each day we're going to be doing small daily assignments. They're going to be easy little assignments. You're not required to do them, but they're going to help you come out of your comfort zone, and they're going to help you use the skills that we are going to teach you throughout the week. So focus on those, and we're going to be giving away prizes, so might as well go for it, you know. Let's see. More people are coming on. I'm just going to make sure everybody is muted real quick. Perfect. Okay. So with that, there is a file section in a group, so make sure you check it out at the end of the call. There is a business activity tracker. If you guys have not seen the Beachbody business activity tracker, that is in the files. I didn't put all the different activity trackers that there are available, but if you are interested and you don't know where to find them, comment underneath this post and I will help you find them, because Brigida has a plethora of different options. But to keep it simple, the Beachbody business activity tracker is really simple. It lists, you know, connect with 3 people a day, 3 invites, and it just goes through your personal development, your workout, your Shakeology. So we have that on there. We want you to be tracking your business throughout the week, because we're also going to be giving a prize for people who are tracking, and we're going to be turning in the trackers on Saturday. And it's just to help get you guys used to recording what you're doing, because sometimes we think we're having more conversations than we really are. I know that sometimes I'll be on my phone and I'm just sitting there messaging people all day long, and I'm like, oh wow, I feel like I've invited like 50 people that day. But when you get down to the nitty-gritty of it and you look, I really only sent like 4 invites, and the rest were just kind of conversations. So we want to keep track of that and make sure that you're spending your time wisely when you feel like you're working, and not just kind of working around working. And with that, tonight we're going to talk about our whys to get started, because everybody needs to know why they're here, why we are coaches, or why we are on this health and fitness journey is the most important part of, to me, the most important part of our story. Because people aren't going to just, people aren't going to just come to you and say, hey, sign me up, I want to join you, when they aren't related, like they can't relate to you and they don't know your story. So when it comes to your why, you really need to know what it is, and you need to practice it. I'm still getting used to that. My why is something I'm still practicing sharing, because it's something for such a long time I wasn't comfortable sharing. But with that, we need to be comfortable sharing our why. We need to be going beneath the surface and hitting the pain points, and we need to be sharing the struggles and the pain that is why we are here. People aren't going to just want to join and say, oh yeah, I want to do health and fitness, or I want to join just because I want to make money from home. Well, that why is great, and a lot of us have that in our why, but what's there below that surface? Why do you want to make money from home? What do you need the money for? Why is it specifically at home? Why are you not going and getting a job somewhere else? You know what I mean? So like dig deep into your why. And I'm just looking at my notes. Sorry, guys. I'm a little nervous because I don't do big calls like this very often. Yeah. Okay. So tonight, after this, up until tomorrow, tomorrow at this time, we want to have you guys share like a little, do like a little Instagram story or something and save it and just share it in the comments of you telling your why. You can do a longer video if you'd like. It doesn't have to be super long. But it doesn't have to be super short either. Just make sure that you get to your why, the reason you're here, and the pain points. And make sure it's relatable to people, you know. And this is a saying that sounds so cliche, and I think we've all heard it a million times, but your why has to make you want to cry. Otherwise, it's not deep enough. That's not it. Keep digging. So with that said, Deanna and I are both going to talk to you guys about our whys. I don't know, Deanna, do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
I can go.
Okay, perfect. We're just going to share our whys to give you guys a little example of what you're looking for when it comes down to your why.
All right, I'm Deanna. Also, my first time doing a big call like this, so bear with me. I started coaching 4 years ago, but it took me until this year to actually really have the belief in myself to push hard. And I say that now because it does tie into my why. I'm a military wife. I am a stay-at-home mom. I have 3 boys. They're 7. One's 2, and the other one is about to be a year old. Before I became a military wife, I worked all the time, and I was also in school. I was trying to go for my nutrition degree. I took a break when we started moving around, and I started having more babies. And then I found this. When coaching was brought to me, I was halfway through my first or second round of T25. My coach, my original coach, I ended up switching later on. She was posting in a military wives page I was a part of, and so that's how I found out about challenge groups. When she came to me about coaching, she offered the military discount to me, and I was completely on board for the discount. Never had any intention of actually coaching until I got into the challenge groups and I saw the community of it, because we were 8 months in to my first big move with the military, with after getting married to my husband, and I didn't know anyone. It was a really difficult time for me. I was taking a lot of my depression and my anxiety with being in a new place out on him without realizing it. Um, it just changed everything for me to have that sense of community and to have something different, besides just the day to day. When I was growing up, I was super duper overweight. I was always the biggest one out of my group of friends. And some of that doubt kind of followed me into adulthood. And having this bigger sense of a purpose has helped so much. So much. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I don't get off track. I'm a talker. So, um, sorry, guys. Yeah. And basically, I just struggled with self doubt for the longest time. And like I said, I joined coaching 4 years ago. But my problem is that I always just let my doubts get in my head. That's why your why matters. I would just let it drop. I would tell myself that I wasn't good enough, that I couldn't just keep up with it, that I was too busy with having kids, anything that I could think of to give myself a reason to quit. And so every time that I would consider stopping coaching, something would pull me back. And so when I had my youngest son last year, I told myself this was it. It was now or never. And I gave myself a year. I said that if I couldn't see a lot of progress in my business, and if I gave up again, then I would just throw in the towel. And which is something I've never wanted to do. I've always believed in this business. I just always haven't believed in me. So this year, I've been consistent since, let's see, my son was born September 20th last year. I got cleared to work out on October 23rd. I was 212 pounds, and I hit my 50-pound mark then, and this has been the biggest year, or sorry, not then, a few weeks ago. This has been the best year I've had in coaching the entire time because I didn't give up. I have not stopped. Even when it's been hard and I haven't, felt the greatest, I didn't quit. I haven't let myself stop. And that's where your why comes in, because I knew that if I gave up, that was it. That, I was doing it to myself. Everything that I wanted and all these times and all these hours that I've put into this business, I was letting that go. And for what? You know, the only person standing in your way is you. You have to have that reason. You have to have that thing that keeps you awake at night when you feel like giving up. It's just really, really important. And for me, this keeps me from my depression and my anxiety. The second that I stop letting my personal development, or that I start letting it slip, that I let my workout slip, that I let my nutrition slip, that depression, that anxiety creeps back in. And it not only affects me, it affects my family and my friends, and it definitely affects my business. For me, that is my why. I am a better person because of this. And that's why I can't give it up. That's why these goals are important to me. And that's why for the past 10 months, I've chosen to stay consistent, and I've kept those things in front of me. So once you figure out what your why is, keep it in front of you. Take any pictures that remind you, write down anything, any quotes that speak out to you. It's really, really important. And so for me, yeah, I mean, it comes down to the depression, the anxiety. I struggled with it since I was 11 years old, and especially with growing up really overweight and the things that put on my mind and in my heart. It made it difficult for me to feel like I had a purpose and like I was worthy of doing anything. And so those are the kinds of things, your story is going to be different than mine. Everyone is. And that's the awesome thing about doing this, is that we get to hear everybody's reasons for why this is important. But make sure that it's something that really hits home and that it's something that you're going deeper than the surface for. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to know all of you this week, and I'm looking forward to seeing your whys. Now I'll turn it back over to Jessica.
All right. That was great. And I don't know why I didn't realize, but our whys are like kind of similar. I mean, a little bit different, but that really like I really related to that. And that's one of the points that we want to talk about, is like you're getting down to that, to the emotion and to the rawness of it. So I really was relating to Deanna's why there. My why. So my name is Jessica Berube. I am a 30-year-old mom of 2 boys. They are 9 and 5. I am also a military spouse. My husband's in the Navy, and we move all the time. I was diagnosed with postpartum depression with both of my children. My first son, I was on medication for about a month. Then I was back to the normal me, and I was off it, and I was fine. After my second child, I was on medication, and I just couldn't seem to get off of it. And we were constantly moving, and so I'd get, I'd get to this high point, like, oh, I feel great. I have friends. This new place feels like home, and then it's time to leave. And so then we move somewhere else, and then I'm depressed. And, and my walls are up. I don't want to make any friends. I'm a hermit. I just hide from everybody. And then I finally open up my walls and I make some friends, and I start feeling good. And then it's time to move again, and I plummet, and I'm depressed again. And that's just been the cycle of my life for the past 9 years. So depression and anxiety are not anything that's super new to me, but last fall, I let life take over. I was working 37 hours a week. I was in school full time. I have 2 kids. My oldest son has high functioning autism, so advocating for him in school is a full-time job in itself. And I was just overwhelmed and busy. And then my husband and I bought our first house. And our house is a fixer-upper, and that was a lot of stress added to my plate, and I just couldn't handle anymore. So I was already a coach at the time, and I thought I was, working hard but I really wasn't. I was like, thought I was doing the job, but I really wasn't inviting anybody, so things weren't going anywhere. But then last fall, I stopped coaching completely, lost all of my customers, all of my coaches that were under me. And the only reason I still had a coach account was because my husband's military, and so the coach service fees are paid for us. So I just didn't call and have it canceled, but I kept telling myself, I need to call and cancel it. I need to call and cancel it. But I just didn't. And I was just I was in a very deep depression. I gained 20 pounds, and by last December, I had a major meltdown. My husband and I got in a fight at home, and I lost my mind. I lost my cool. I was so depressed that every day I was thinking about divorce. Every day I was thinking about how life was not going the way I wanted it, and how I was just over life. There were a few times where I had suicidal thoughts, but I loved my children too much to give them another thought. But I was miserable. Sorry, I'm trying not to cry. But I got in this major fight with my husband, and my children were standing in the corner crying because they were scared of me, of mom. And that really hit me really hard. I went in my room, I laid in my bed, and I sobbed for a long time. And my 9-year-old came in, and he was crying, and he said, Mommy, tell me what you need me to do. I'll clean my room. I'll do the dishes, whatever you need me to do to make your life easier. Tell me, and I'll do it. And that made it even worse for me. It was a wake-up call that I needed. I was like, it was, Jessica, you need to get your shit together. Something's not right. You need to fix it. So my husband and I had a conversation, and we decided whatever it was that we needed to do to get me better, we were going to do. So the next day, somebody had posted on Facebook about 80-Day Obsession, and I had heard about it, but I just didn't really give it a thought. And I was like, you know what? And I told my husband, I felt so much better when I was working out. I'm going to try this again. I'm going to order the Shakeology again, and I'm going to start working out. And I started 80-Day Obsession January 15th with the Big Coach test group. And on April 15th, I was down 35 pounds. And I was me again. I found the Jessica that I had lost. I was no longer thinking about divorce. In fact, my husband and I are probably the happiest we've been since we were dating. We have a sex life again, which was non-existent last year. I'm confident in myself. I am not afraid to go after goals. In fact, I'm in nursing school now as a mom, 30 years old, because I'm not afraid to go after these big goals that I've had my whole life that I always thought that I couldn't achieve. So I'm here as a coach. I'm here because of the discount. I'm here because I was too lazy to cancel, but I'm here now and I'm talking to you guys because this company has changed my life. It has changed my family's life. It has saved my family's life. It has saved my marriage, and it has changed my children forever, because now they have the mom who is happy and healthy and who is playing with them and running with them and reading them. I read the Harry Potter with them at night before bed, and like these things I never did before, and I was super unhappy, and my children knew it, and they were scared for me. And at the ages of 9 and 4 at the time, they didn't need to be scared for their mom. They don't deserve that. And so now my children have the mom that they deserve, and I'm here to share that with everybody, because I want everybody to know that, like, even if you're at rock bottom, even if you think you're at rock bottom and there's nowhere else to go, there is somewhere to go. And the only way to go is up. And like, we hold that solution right here in our hands. And it seems super silly and it seems super cliche, but like, to me, it's that one. Somebody. Okay. But like, even if, Okay. We have 10 minutes left. All right. Even if I work really hard and I only change one person's life, that one person's life is worth it. So that's why I'm here. And that's where the mindset changed for me, because once I started to be proof the products work and I started to lose weight and I started to be confident in myself, I was no longer afraid to invite people to join me. Because I'm like, if you say no, I think you're kind of silly, because I feel like I hold, this is like a magic box to me. Like, this is the key to all of your problems. And I feel like that if you say no, you're going to say yes eventually. I'm going to come back around. I'm going to offer it to you again later. But you know what I mean? Like, it's a mindset change. Once you get your why, and once you have that, you're going to remind yourself on the bad days. There's bad days where I don't want to do anything. And I remember why I work out, why I invite people, because it makes me a better person. It makes me feel better, And once you have that, like Deanna said, you have that in front of you, and you keep that. You keep that in front of you, and you use it to your advantage. You use it to motivate you. I know a lot of people will tell me, oh, I wish I had your motivation. And motivation is not, I think motivation is just a word that somebody made up. Motivation doesn't exist. Motivation is just an excuse for saying you don't have discipline. And that's what I keep telling myself. Like, I know I'm not motivated. And then I have to tell myself, no, Jessica, you're just not being disciplined right now. Get it together. Let's do this. So, but that's me. That's my why. I'm going to go ahead and unmute Deanna. I think that, like, if you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and ask them now. I did unmute you. Okay. But go ahead and ask questions. So tonight, like I said, we were just talking about our whys. The assignment is to think of your why. Think of your points, the pain points in your story, stuff that people can relate to, and make a video, however long that be, and share it in the comments. Tomorrow's training is the 7-step funnel system for inviting, and I'm actually super excited for this. I've been planning this for a few weeks, and the 7-step funnel system is something that was newer. Like, I had heard about it multiple times since I became a coach 2 years ago, but it all seems super confusing and just overwhelming. And so I was like, nope, not doing it. I'm going to do stuff my way. And then I finally sat down and I did a training on it, and I understood it, and I started implementing it, and I'm like, wow, this is the easiest. This is amazing. And I don't feel like that gross person that's like, hey girl, I don't know you, but come join my challenge group. So we're going to go over that tomorrow, because I think you guys are going to love it. And I think it's super duplicatable. Everybody can do it in their own way. So Deanna, do you have anything?
No, where?
Let's see if there's any questions.
If you guys have questions at all throughout the week too. But yeah, the funnel system, that's, like she said, is a training for tomorrow, and that is one of the things that's really changed it for me this year. The first time that I saw anything of it was in Brigida's Coach University when I was still pregnant with my youngest son last year. And I started implementing it when I got back into coaching, and it's been a really big thing, because I think all of us are really afraid of rubbing someone the wrong way, especially somebody that we care about. Or, you don't want people to just be like, oh, well, they messaged me, I'm going to ignore it because I already know what it's about, kind of thing. It's really, really good. If you're not doing it, it's a really, really great way to naturally progress in a conversation. So we're both really excited to go over that with y'all tomorrow, and hopefully it'll work for you guys and you'll start implementing it too. And you'll find your natural way to go about it. But everything that we're going over this week is all stuff that we ourselves have had to work on to be really strong in our own business. And so hopefully it'll work for you guys. And if you guys have any you guys have any questions at any point during the week, we're available anytime. So ask in the group, in this message, or whatever you need to do. We're here.
Absolutely. And so like this group, we chose specific topics to focus on. We're not going to focus on a bunch of the extra things like making your Instagram look pretty or things like that. Like we're focusing just on the inviting part, but if you guys have any questions whatsoever, message us. We'll tell you what we've been doing. And like we said, we're not superstar diamond coaches or anybody special, but we feel like we have like honed in on the invite process, and we are really starting to master that in our own businesses, and we want to share it with fellow coaches and with new coaches, because I feel like if I would have gotten over the fear of inviting and I would have just implemented a few simple steps 2 years ago, I would be so much further in my business. But I also think that I just wasn't ready. It just wasn't my time yet. So I think this is going to turn off in about a minute. So if anybody has any questions, jot it down real quick. Or not, put it in the comments. Do you guys mind if I do like a little picture of everybody real quick? If you don't have your screen on and you want to turn your screen on, Nicole Knower. Well, she's probably not even listening. Okay. She's not turning her screen on. That little turd. Okay. All right. Everybody say cheese. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Oh, she just texted me. I don't know how to turn my screen on. Okay. All right. Thanks you guys so much for joining. Tomorrow's call is going to be the same time. Make sure you come if you want to add people to the group. If you have coaches on your team or just friends, add them before the call tomorrow, okay? And this will be up probably within the next 30 minutes or so. Bye.